the bounce house, and it's easy to see why they call it that. Home of the Knights of UCF. What do you think about that? And this crowd is ready for a big one. Today, a couple of SEC teams get ready to square off in what ought to be an old-fashioned slobber knocker. As we'll see, the Tennessee Volunteers taking on the winners of 10 straight, the UCF Knights. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Knights will put total leather and will get started. Out of the end zone. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. So the Tennessee Volunteers offense will get the first possession of the game. And these guys involve everybody in the passing game, and none more prominent than this big fella.
And the quarterback knows he's going to be under duress in this game. So who do you look for? The tight end. And there aren't many better than this guy.
No, and just big bodies that you can miss a little bit high, and it really doesn't matter. But over the middle of the field, closer throws, so nice to have a security blanket with a great tight end.
And the Volunteers will hustle to the line. Quick release on the RPO. He makes the stop at the 48. That'll be enough for a first down and a pickup of 10.
That's a pretty impressive throw, man. That's given me Peyton Manning to Peerless Price memories back when I was watching them, playing against them in college. That was a thing of beauty right there. There's a nice chemistry that this quarterback has with this group of wide receivers, and you see that in the timing of these throws.
Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7. Got a little work done on first down, now back to the line. Handoff from the gun. Knocked down at the 29-yard line. Picked up 15 yards on the play, and he's got a first down. The Volunteers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Dropped after a pickup of 3 down to the 26. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Got him looking to run, but they're going to throw it. A strike downfield. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Well, it's a nice job, too, of the quarterback after the play fake there, getting his eyes down the field. He had to get that to his tight end quickly, knowing he wasn't going to have a lot of space to run with after the catch.
They're bringing heat. And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense. After that 5-yard loss, some work to do now to keep this drive humming at 2nd and 15. They'll give it to the back. Breaks the tackle. Defense there to stop him after a pickup of 2 down to the 15. On the ready.
The offensive coordinator's best fight in the red zone is the running game. Make guys commit near the line of scrimmage so I can throw behind. This defense is good.
Fires toward the end zone. And it's picked off. A veteran in this defense stayed locked in on his rules and made the interception.
This quarterback is having success throwing on the opening drive of the game, in large part because it's a lot harder to throw on 3rd down when the defense is expecting it, like we saw right there. They were ready. Had a really good coverage call to get the INT.
The offense lining up for a first down play. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. He'll try to do it himself. At the 35, he's open. He turns this into a nice gain and gets down to avoid the hit. One play in this drive and already out to the 41. It's first down. Here we go. He's looking to throw it. He hurls one deep down the left side. And the DB making a huge play, knocking it away downfield.
When the defense watched film last week, they saw this running back catch multiple passes, and that hasn't been the case today. They are clamping down on him, always aware of him, especially in the passing game, and so far they've taken him away.
And that's going to be incomplete, going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up. point. Guys, they got off to a great start with that big first play on this drive, but now a couple of incompletions leaves them in a hole. Just a short pass to the tight end.
One of the things I love about this defense is they just have such great awareness, and they're always communicating. They understood the down and distance. They knew exactly what they needed to do to make the tackle to force the punt. That is so well done.
And they make the tackle, but he has plenty for the first down.
Fourth down and short, you want a no-nonsense run. Nice job by the running back, getting the football, getting downhill, making sure he gets that first down.
Oh, quickly to the tight end. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. And now on second down for this offense. Quarterback checking off. He's looking to throw. Deep shot for the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, UCF.
How about the offense? They spread them out. Everybody spread wide. Easy to read a defense when you do that. They find the matchup they want, and they get rewarded with the score.
Lining up for the PAT. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. So it's an 80-yard drive, and the points come on a pass from 39 yards out. And he's coming out of the end zone. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. That last drive was a punch in the gut, throwing the pick in the red zone, Jesse.
Yeah, it just seemed like there was some miscommunication down there in the red zone. David, this drive, the QB and receivers just have to do a better job being on the same page.
Yeah, and I think you pull the positives, right? We moved the football down the field. We had a chance to score, but we can't let those opportunities slip between our hands. Let's go get some points.
Starting to feel a little pressure. And the quarterback bought some time, but not enough. Down he goes for the sack. A first down sack can be a drive killer. Now it's 2nd and 13. Looking for room. It's Lewis. Maybe picked up a couple. He's down to the 24.
Oh, man, there's some big hitting going on in the trenches right now. This defense, they take a lot of pride in stopping the run. Let's keep our eye on them throughout the course of the game and see if they can contain this running attack.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Going to try to get it himself. At the 35, he's got room. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact. And the balls are rolling down the field. From the shotgun, they'll run it.
And you want to run the football. I mean, that's okay. You'll take some of this. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing out a little bit.
On 2nd down, he'll let it fly. Makes the grab. They just gashed the defense on that one, and they've got it down to the 23. The Vols come to the line in the hurry-up.
I know it's early in the game, but defensively after that play, you know you have to tackle the catch. When this guy gets the ball in his hands, he is so dangerous after the fact. So it's okay for him to make catches. Just got to get him to the ground quickly.
Snags it, and he will score. Touchdown ball. The field position was bad. The finish was great. Great way to answer that poor field position.
Poor field position, no problem. How about it? Great job by the offensive coordinator. This offense getting in a good rhythm early, even backed up, even in a predictable situation. Great job coming out.
And he's going to bring it out of the end zone. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The UCF offense back on the field, ready to go to work. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That fires into traffic. Intercepted. A return there would have just been icing on the cake. They'll just have to settle for the cake at the 23. Couldn't ask for better field position for this offense. They'll run it from the gun. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Off the RPO, complete. He's brought down quickly,
a good news, bad news scenario. You got the pick, and you would have liked to have paid that off with a touchdown, but because the drive stalls out, you're still happy to get the field goal.
He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he had just taken the touchback. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. On first down, here comes this offense. They're going to open this drive with a pass. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. And that one falls incomplete. They tried to go over the top on first down. Second down coming up. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. On second down, looking to throw. He's going to take off. At the 35, he's loose. He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down. That's the end of the quarter, and Tennessee has the lead. We've put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. They'll start the drive here with first down to open this period. He wants to throw. They'll run the screen. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running backs. The Knights have it with a 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Quickly out to the tight end. And an absolutely fearless tackle, giving up size, still got him on the turf. Now on second down.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form tackle.
And he's brought to the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Trying to find his man on first down. Catch in the middle. It's Richardson. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Let's see what they've got on second down. He's looking to throw. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense. Here comes 3rd and short from the 24, and this offense does not want to send out the field goal unit. Feeling some heat. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely. The Knights moving quickly to the line. Looking to throw. He takes it to the house. Touchdown, Knights!
And that's why this running back is so dangerous. It's not just handing him off the football, but he's a weapon in the passing game. You see his ability to catch it, turn on the field, and make people miss and find the end zone.
He'll try to tack on one more. And with the extra point, they're up 14-10. They put together an 81-yard drive, and they finish things off with an 8-yard toss for the score. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. He'll bring it out. It's Bryant. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. Looking for a productive play on first down. From the gun, running back on the ball. Pushes the pile for a couple of yards down at the 12.
The run game just has not been working for this offense all game long. You saw it on that last play as well. Just not getting enough push up front on the offensive line. They haven't been physical enough.
And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. And they'll line up from the 31 on first down. He'll pull it on the read. Still on his feet at the 45. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes a stop.
There's an example of the offense taking advantage of all the attention the defense is giving this outstanding running back. Remember, he's one of the best in the game. They're expecting him to get the football. So the quarterback says, you know what? I'll just keep it. No one's keying on me. I'm going to get upfield and find an explosive play.
This is no surprise to defenses anymore. Everybody throws wide receiver screens, and you could tell they were ready for it. They saw the quick game. They pounced on it, got the wide receiver on the ground. It's not the first time they've seen that.
That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On third down, he drops the throw. And the quarterback is snowed under.
The trend continues for this offensive line from last week. They gave up 5 sacks last week. They've given up 4 today. The most important part of your offense is protecting that quarterback. They've got to do a better job.
Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop him at the 26. Now the UCF offense ready to go back to work. How about the way they attacked the last time they had the ball, mixing run and pass and winding up in the end zone, Jesse?
That's why recruiting is so important. They've got weapons at every skill position on the field. Any of these.
He'll loft one deep down the left side. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on first down.
DB does an outstanding job here on the deep pass, locating the football. No PI, able to swat it away, pass incomplete.
Looking to throw on second down. Finds the tight end. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. The Knights headed quickly to the line. They're going to go to the air on third and short. Finds his tight end. Brought down to the ground, but he has enough for the first down.
Defenses throughout the week study every third down situation. You've got to be ready for what they do, how they do it, and then be able to adjust. Great job by the offense so far having success.
The Knights will snap it on first and 10. And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack.
This is a good sign for this defense. The rate they were going, not touching the quarterback, him already having 2 touchdown passes in the first half, this was not going to be a fun football game to watch. Now they're turning the tide a little bit, getting a little bit of pressure, getting a sack.
It's third down now. They ought to be able to get off one more play before the 2. Going to take a shot. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we'll see if the offense can build on this lead before the break. They've already converted a 4th down in this game. They'll try to make it 2 for 2. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. The completion well past the sticks. Turns out to be an easy conversion for this offense as they move the chains on 4th down. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Looking for the end zone. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score.
Well, the game plan's been pretty simple offensively, right? They are taking shots, and they're being aggressive, throwing it down the field. This guy's already got 2 touchdown passes. We're still in the first half. On that last one, he was looking for number 3.
And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. This is the type of play that decides games. Are you tough enough to convert third and short from the 30? Touch pass on the line. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. Quarterback, quick pass to the receiver. Touchdown, UCF! And they'll put that scoreboard operator to work and put 6 on the board.
This offense is really dangerous because of the weapons they have on the perimeter of the field. And you're seeing they go to these guys early, and they try to give them opportunities in one-on-one situations and vertically down.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Fielded in the end zone. It's Bryant. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. Getting late here in the first half, they'll have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And the offensive play caller here has to really be dialed in. It's important down 2 possessions, Dave, that they're able to score some points. So you got to call your best stuff in this 2-minute situation.
And such a good opportunity to cut into a one-score game, create that momentum, get some good juices going for the second half, because obviously, you built yourself a little bit of a deficit. You need some good things to happen, and it needs to happen on this possession.
And here comes the offense on second down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop up.
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. The Volunteers send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. UCF has it once again. What do you think about that? To the air on first down. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the hit. A nifty pickup there. The Knights want to crank the tempo. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout called. They'll line up for a second down play. Here we go. He's looking to throw. And they got him for the sack. Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking deep down the right side. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. The critical down and distances in this game, like that third down right there. When it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You've got to be able to make that play.
Extending the play. And it's batted away, and the fourth down play doesn't convert. They'll give up the football. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Looking to go up top on first down. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. This pass rush has just been relentless, and you can bet your bottom dollar they're about to bring the heat again. On second down, he'll let it fly. Quick completion on the out route. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. And as the first half draws near to a close, here comes the field goal unit. He will need some oomph in this one, a 51-yard attempt, and from the right side. He got it. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
All right, guys, looks like we've got a great scene there in Orlando. Each of these two offenses has looked like well-oiled machines, but it doesn't take a genius to figure out these two passing attacks have run circles around these defenses. Man or zone, nothing seems to be working, and I'm not sure that defensive coordinator is going to be able to figure things out here at halftime. With that said, let's send it back to the guys inside the bounce house.
And the Vols will line up to kick off and start the second half. He'll bring it out. It's Richardson. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. The UCF offense back on the field, ready to go to work. They go to work in the third quarter with the lead, but they have had a little trouble. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. And it's incomplete. They were looking for the huge gain on first down.
Well, I like the aggressive nature by the quarterback there. He's trying to take a shot down the field. Just a better play by the defense forcing the incompletion.
That incompletion leads to second down and 10. Using his legs to buy some time. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes a stop.
And this offense is built around this dude. I mean, he is sensational. He's been so fun to watch, like play, pitch, and catch, spread the ball around, complete and total command of the offense.
And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with the sack. They gave up the sack on first down. Now it's 2nd and 11. They'll run play action. Quarterback floating away from pressure. He'll pull it down. They'll force him out of bounds after a solid pickup on the play.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
The Knights will keep this drive going.
Defense is about feeling out the offense and what they like to do. What are they going to do in third and short, third and medium, third and long? So far, the offense is winning. Defense is going to need to make some adjustments.
Setting up the screen. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
Throws a nice completion there for a first down. This guy has been the biggest key to this team's success all season long. He's shown up in big moments. He's won big games. He's putting up big numbers, and that's why he's in the discussion to win the Heisman Trophy.
They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. The Knights getting set on 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Caught behind the line. It's game. They make the stop, but a good pick. It's down.
Like the mitts, the big fella coming in with the catch. Hey, running a little bit of a route, showing a little wiggle, getting open, throwing the football. That's what he catches, big fella.
The Knights look to do some damage in the red zone. They'll run the counter. And this will be the 9th play of the drive. They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. And they'll bring him down, but not before he picks up the first down.
I tell you what, fullbacks are kind of dying breeds. You just don't use them very much. So when you bring them in the game, a lot of times you bring them in the game to be physical and stout blockers. And then occasionally you give them the ball in those short situations. So they'll get me a first down.
Good little pickup there as he saw some daylight and got what he could. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. He makes a grab. And the completion gives him a fresh set of downs and keeps this drive moving. The Knights are in the hurry-up. Trying to pound it in. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? Tries again to get it in. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. Will they be able to get that one more yard and stick it in here on 3rd down? Just hammer it with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone. The mantra is always finish, and they're trying to do that here in the regular season with this Week 12 performance. Now that's the way to bail out the rest of the team. Start with bad field position, put together a drive anyway.
And very confident. You can see the quarterback just had a bit of a swagger, Reese. He was like, look, all right, we're starting deep in our own end. Special teams didn't help us out, but we can fix that right now, fellas. And they went out and looked so good on that last drive.
He'll bring it out. It's Bryant. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. Man, how comforting is it to know that even if your offense stalls out a little, Jesse, that field goal kicker can knock it in from a long way out.
Well, he's one of the best in the country, at least, no doubt. But this offense would like him and prefer for him to kick an extra point on this drive. And to do that, David, they've got to have more rhythm on offense.
Yeah, create some more rhythm, create some more explosive plays, and maybe some more balance. And listen, it's nice to have that weapon and kick long field goals. If you kick too many field goals, you don't get very many W's.
Line getting set on second down. Nice move there. Slips a tackle and he's got room. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a first down.
What an individual effort there by the quarterback on the RPO, because everybody was covered. He just takes off, and he shows you his ability out in the open field. He's like a running back. He's got great vision. He's got the speed. He looks so natural when he's in the second level carrying the rock. Huge gain on offense by the Q. I love it on that play.
A lot of times those draw plays are successful when those defensive linemen run up the field, rush the quarterback, create some holes. Not this time. The defensive line did a really good job understanding that, seeing the draw play, getting the running back, getting his butt on the ground.
It's a draw. Smashes through. And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Zings it complete to the right. On the move at the 30. And this offense is feeling it as they rip off a big chunk of yardage, and they've got it on the 22.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Anytime you've got a successful run play on the ground, you've got to have great blocking up front. The offensive line, receivers, everybody doing their job, and that helped lead to the home run.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Richardson. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Now the UCF offense ready to go back to work. They unleashed an aerial assault. He's going to let one fly down the middle. He's got it downfield for a huge gain. Touchdown, Knights! And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching it. He has been surgical, precision passing, using the scalpel, the fine instrument, rather than the blunt one.
And the defense has had absolutely no answer for him. Just passing it down their throats all game long, a step ahead, understanding what he's seeing, and just destroying this defense.
And with the extra point, they move on top by 15. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Michigan State looks like 5 miles of bad road today. Offensively, the wheels have come off. Defensively, one pothole after another. They're trailing by 24 to Indiana. We've got our eye on this one and everything else going on throughout the day, guys.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. Last time they had it, they took it down the field for a touchdown. They can build some confidence that they could go back-to-back scoring drives here.
Yeah, and remember, it's not uncommon for offenses to find themselves as the game goes on. They had some things not go their way early, but they found something last drive, David. Let's see if they can build on it.
Yeah, you just pick and pick and pick until you find that place where you're like, okay, this is an advantage I have. They clearly found that dude. They score here, we're in for a ball game.
He's got it again. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land. Third down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. From the gun, wants to pass. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up. The Vols will call on their punt team. He'll try to really get into this one. fresh possession. They'll start this drive from their own 35-yard line. They'll throw it on first down. Going for it all. And he hauls it in inside the 30. Touchdown, UCF! And the route is on.
Sometimes it's players, not plays, or sometimes it's both. You got that guy and you put him in the slot and you let him burn for a go route right past a nickel corner or one of the reserve corners or a safety. That's a great job by the offense, and that speed you can't teach, and that's why he's in the house for 6.
Coming out with it, it's Bryant. There to make the stop, and we've played 3 in this one. That's the end of the quarter, and UCF has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. One more quarter to play, and it might be unlikely, but hey, it's college football. Comebacks happen. First down to start the drive after the break. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Makes the grab on the left. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup.
Here's the deal. You're down 3 possessions. You know, it doesn't feel likely they're going to come back and win, but we've seen crazier stuff happen in college football. It all starts with a big completion on a 2-minute drive. They'll get the momentum started in your direction.
This defensive lineman having hits in the backfield. Goodness gracious, they're camping out back there. Hitting the quarterback time and time again. When you sack him this much, of course he's going to be flustered. Of course he wants to get rid of the football.
He took a hit as he couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and fourth down's cut. No hesitation at all. The offense stays on the field. They'll go for it. The give on fourth down. And the Volunteers get enough for the first down.
A lot of people in the stadium are questioning, why are they going for it on 4th and 1 in their own end of the field at this point of the game, but the gamble paid off.
Quarterback now on the run, still looking. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
Okay, ready?
The Volunteers look to keep this drive humming.
42 Spider. 4-2 Spider.
Going up top on first down. They've got the screen set up. And how about that catch and run? So dangerous, this guy.
Ready?
And the Vols have it with a 1st and 10.
Slam. Ready?
He's looking to throw it. Unloads to the wideout. Got his man downfield. Just carving up this defense and getting it down to the 24. This offense absolutely humming as they come to the line again. They'll throw it on first down. Got the quick pass. Powers through the defender. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down. The Vols have pushed it inside the 20. They keep attacking through the air. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are, you're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now. If you're the play caller, certainly if you're the quarterback, you're going to have time to throw.
That last play, not what they had in mind, and they've got a long way to go to get it close to the goal line to pick up a first down. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Pulls it in the end zone. Touchdown, Volunteers!
How about that? His 2nd receiving touchdown of the ball game. Find ways to get your athletes the ball. They'll do the rest. That's number 2. They better start playing some better defense, and number 3 is coming soon.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he'll bring it back. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. UCF has it once again. What do you think about that? Boy, that last touchdown, the one-play quick strike scored. Jesse, this offense hoping to keep that kind of explosiveness going.
I don't know if they're going to get the same looks defensively because of just how explosive that play was, Reese. David, they may be seeing a little bit more off-coverage coverage on this drive and maybe some softer boxes to run into.
And when you make that kind of explosive play, you're going to put the defense on the teams. They're going to be a little bit more conservative. So this offensive approach now, maybe I don't have to go deep. I can go a little bit shorter and just make those easy plays underneath.
Comes out throwing on first down. And he can't escape, and down he goes. The Knights want to move quickly.
Nice sack by the defense. Great job getting to him, getting him on the ground. That's the fourth sack of the day. This defense has had some bright moments, but they've also given up some big plays. Keep rushing the quarterback, but keep that coverage intact in the back end.
Lining up, trying to convert this third and short from the 40. They'll try to get the first through the air. Gets it out fast. Still running at the 40. He'll work his way down to the 28.
Defense just hasn't had an answer for this guy. He has been on point. This is about as good as I've seen him play at the quarterback position. And here in the fourth quarter with the big lead, he's still taking shots.
What a good run there. He has enough for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. He finds his man. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be second and inches coming up. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. Touchdown, Knights! And the stomping has commenced. You can see it on the sideline. They built a comfortable fourth quarter lead, and they know they're going to go 11-0.
With that last touchdown, they remain undefeated. And what can you say about this offense? One of the most explosive in the entire nation. And they're coming in, I think, every week with the mindset that we're just going to outscore everybody. We are okay going into a track meet. And that's really what we saw in this game today. But opponents just cannot keep pace with them and all of the athletes they have on the offensive side of the ball.
Tennessee ready to go to work the big orange offense on the field. Wants to throw on first down. On the run, still looking. He's going to run it. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. On second down, looking again to throw. Got it in the middle, it's Davis. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. He'll come out throwing on first down. Fires to the wideout. On target over the middle. And they exploited that soft spot, and they get it down to the 35. And the Volunteers have it with a 1st and 10. He wants to throw. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. Looking to pass on second down. Quick strike complete. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. The offense will quickly use a timeout. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. Makes one man. Look at that toughness, just running through everybody. Touchdown ball. Made the snag and strolled his way into the end zone. My philosophy on going for two is only when you have to. Powers forward. When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short and he did the rest of the work.
The UCF offense back on the field, ready to go to work. Firmly in control of this game. We'll see if they just try to run out the clock and get out with a victory.
Everybody on offense was feeling really good about their performance today too, David. They had a really good game plan coming into this one, and they went out and they executed at a very high level.
Yeah, lights out, and this game's over. I'm interested to see the philosophy now. Do we keep chucking the pill and keep trying to score points? Because it's the defense's responsibility to stop them. Or they just run this clock and say, all right, we did enough today. We kicked them in the face.
On third and short, they'll try to throw for it. Caught over the middle. It's Stokes. They'll pick up enough yardage for the first down. They've got it at the 30. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. From the 30-yard line on first down.
Come on, set.
He wants to throw it again. Safe completion on the screen. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. Down to the 18-yard line, it's 1st and 10. They're trying to get to it. They're setting up the screen. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score.
This is so interesting right now watching this offense stay aggressive. They've got the lead in the 4th quarter, and you're thinking at home, we got to just run the ball and try to bleed the clock.
And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
And that's exactly what this defense needed. They needed to have something positive. Giving up some yardage, they've given up some plays, no big deal. Got right back in it on this drive with that big sack.
Looking to the big tight end. Got a man in the middle. That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers. They'll try to pass it in on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, UCF! And the pummeling has started. That's what finishing the deal looks like. Build the lead in the 4th quarter and close in on 11 straight victories.
And they say play to the final whistle. This offense took it to heart. Scoring late, maybe they could have wasted the clock. They made no doubt about it. This one's over.
And they did tack on the extra point, by the way, knocked it right down the middle. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. From inside his own 15, let's see how far he can get. He stopped the return right there, and that will do it. This one is in the book. Plenty of fireworks in this one, a lot of points. They always talk about having the chalk last, and it seemed like whoever was on offense had the last laugh.
Yeah, it's amazing how much offense has just boomed in college football. So good, so many ways to hurt you, and you saw both of these offenses put on a show today, Jess.
Dave, we talked to both of these coaching staffs, and their defensive coordinators were losing sleep all week. They knew this was going to be a tough task ahead of them. So much speed, so much firepower on both of these offenses. And man, we saw that here today.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.